Today we will be covering the issue. Today we will be covering the issue of Starbucks, Walmart, and Amazon and their organized labor issue. Stakeholders. The stakeholders involved with the issue are the workers. The workers of the companies are greatly affected by the business issue of organized labor. They are the main stakeholders since the fair wages and good work environment affects them directly. The next stakeholder is the union. The union is the Amazon Labor Union, Starbucks Workers United, and UFCW, which is the Walmart Union. These unions are affected as well since they are the voice for the workers and they are the main things that talk to the company itself. The last stakeholder is the company. The company is also a major actor since the business involved makes the final decision of the wages and what the workers get themselves.
Organized labor refers to the collective association of workers, often in the form of unions, which engage in collective bargaining with employers to negotiate for higher wages, better job benefits, and improved working conditions. This strategy is employed by workers to have a stronger negotiating power than they would as individuals. In big companies like Amazon, Starbucks, Walmart, and others, organized labor can play a significant role. Workers at these companies may form or join unions to address common concerns and advocate for their rights and interests. For example, there have been instances where workers at some of these companies have voted to unionize, seeking to improve their work conditions and terms of employment. From a business management perspective, the rise in organized labor presents both challenges and opportunities. Management must navigate the legal landscape, which often protects the rights to unionize, while also considering the implications for labor costs, employee relations, and company culture. Some business leaders have responded to union organizing by adopting more constructive approaches, recognizing the potential benefits of satisfied and well-represented workforce. Overall, organized labor is a crucial element in the relationship between employees and employers, particularly in large companies where the workforce is substantial and divides. It's an important aspect of business management that requires carefully.
Hello everyone, when I'm doing evidence. The evidence being brought to bear on the claim that workers at Starbucks, Amazon, Walmart, and other similar companies deserve better pay and benefits, and unions is the helping hand such as Amazon Labor Union and Starbucks Worker United. The quality of evidence is relatively mild, as it's mostly based on the experiences and opinions of some workers only. So for example, a 22 years old shift supervisor found, "We're literally selling our lives and time and bodies to this corporation. Tell me why I don't deserve a living wage." However, it is important to note that this is only an example of one worker, not all workers at Starbucks. So it's not very reliable. Representative is critical because workers are the one involved, which is relevant to the evidence and claim. Precision and accuracy is on the low side for only being supported by qualitative data and opinions. Although a lot of evidence layout, but it's not reliable since there's a lot of biases, so sufficient is not really there because sufficient requires are reliable sources, reliable evidence, not a lot of evidence. For authority, yes, because author holding his degree in employment study, and other authors too. Some evidence does not consider relevant information or evidence that is not currently available, such as the impact of COVID-19 pandemic on the economy and job market, which is not corporation fault, it's the economy fault, not corporation fault for laying off most of the workers. And this is the example I got from articles below. Some stakeholders, such as workers at Starbucks, Amazon, have been using evidence more effectively than others, as they have been actively organizing and participating in union elections. On the other hand, McDonald's, for example, worker has not yet formed a union to support their voices, but instead they're going down on the street to do the protest. The evidence does not provide examples of evidence being used improperly to support a given position, as it's primarily based on the experiences and opinions of workers who have direct knowledge of the condition at their workplaces. However, it is worth noting that the evidence may not be sufficient to fully inform the topic, as it does not consider relevant information or evidence that is not currently available. In conclusion, the evidence being brought to bear on the claim that workers at Starbucks and other similar companies deserve.
Since unions represent workers, they both value equity, respect, and fairness in the workplace. To them, an increased presence of union workers ensures their values and demands can be respected and achieved. The labor laws and regulation only serve the minimum, but the past COVID-19 pandemic proven that these legislation do not achieve the outcome they deserve.
Their assumption is the laws are unable to protect and guarantee workers' rights and interests from employers' profit-driven motives. On the other hand, there are employers whose value lie
Actually,
in the
that
company's
was
growth. They fear the unionization
okay.
of employers and collective bargains will hinder the efficiency of their companies, as they can be strings and pictures, causing operation to stop.
Okay, I was
The
saying
increase in
that.
wages causes profit margin to shrink and a stronger and more collective voice from workers threatens their authority, power, and culture of their companies. Companies counter the point by suggesting the unionization causes revenue to fall with data, exposing workers to job security when companies lose their competitiveness. Their assumption is that the market and competition should be free of interference from the government and unions. Both sides lie toward the value-based assumption that unions have the right to collective bargaining and companies have the right to autonomy and a free market. There are also reality-based assumptions that employers have seen that the pace of salary increases does not match the inflation rate. These values and are not explicitly discussed. However, there are more than obvious and can be assumed as common sense. Both of their assumptions are based on experience and empirical evidence.
In the ongoing discourse on organized labor, various stakeholders employ a range of persuasive strategies to promote their viewpoints and influence public opinion. This dialogue often pits major operations against labor unions, each vying to garner support for their respective positions. Supporters and detractors of unionization use compelling narratives and emotive anecdotes to rally their support, framing the debate either in terms of social justice or economic advancement. Both sides rely on statistical data to bolster their arguments, with proponents citing studies showcasing the benefits of unionization and opponents highlighting potential drawbacks. To enhance their credibility, stakeholders often reference experts and real-world examples aiming to humanize the discourse and illuminate the impacts of organized labor. The efficiency of these precision tactics is contingent upon the resonance with the values and interests of audience, with arguments of emphasizing economic growth appealing to those prioritizing business interests, while appeals to fairness resonate with advocates of social justice. Despite conflicting narratives, evidence-based reasoning remains crucial for facilitating informed decision-making and labor relations.
Conclusion. Agreement. In conclusion, we believe that the workers in the union need to be provided with organized labor. We believe the organized labor can be a solution to many problems since the workers are the main stakeholders, and the point of organized labor is to help workers survive in all aspects of life. We believe the key takeaway is the evidence that shows how, though people believe organized labor can be a solution to wage control, there are no studies yet to be conducted that have proven this point. This means that unions and workers are working together towards the same goal of organized labor and will continue to work towards this goal. We better understand the stakeholders' position since the people getting most affected by this issue are the workers. Since the workers are most affected, it allows to make a connection that unions and companies are just as affected when trying to argue and solve the issue.